Hello, everyone, and welcome to the news of October 17th, or the week of October 17th. I am joined by Maxi, and we are here to provide you entertainment. Maxi, what are you going to say today?
Hello.
I really am it's starting to grow on me, honestly. Now we have a very spicy article to start with, and then another good article following it up. And if you remember previously, we talked about Facebook spending, what was it? I think it was $39 billion or something ludicrous like that on their metaverse, and they're like dumping into all these projects and stuff. Recently, Maxi and I had a laugh because there was a report out from DAP Radar saying that Decentraland, which is a $1 billion blockchain metaverse, in that metaverse only had 38 active users, and they have come out swinging, Maxi. They've come out swinging with the hard numbers and the true facts of the situation. And do you want to know how many people are playing this $1 billion metaverse, Maxi?
I'm sure so many.
7,091. Now, they needed to clarify this because according to them, the 38 figure only counted users that spent money in their $1 billion game. And they said it's comparable to only counting customers at a cashier's desk that spent money, not people who have entered the store. Okay.
This just reeks of like, you don't have a girlfriend. And it's like, no, I do. I do have a girlfriend. She goes to a different school. Like, it just reeks of that, dude.
That's yeah.
The defense, bro. It's like, oh, someone posted somewhere. Yeah, fucking Metaverse only has like 30 users, and then the Decentraland director is like, hey, shut up. There's heaps of them. They just don't buy stuff.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind that 7,091 number is for people that have just logged in and just kind of looked. That would be like owning your own store, and then like people that walk by your front of your store on the street and then look inside. They're like, oh yeah, that guy's got stuff. You're like, another customer, that counts. That's one right there. And so it's
Sam Hamilton's sitting at the cashier with one of those like clickers, and every single time someone looks at the window, he's like, got another one. Let's go.
Yeah. Dude, this is a busy day today.
Yeah. Some motherfucker just honked his horn so loud outside my apartment. And long, just like, man.
He's telling us to move on.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
He's like, shut up, next story.
All right, let's go. Yeah, give me a moment. I'm going to sip some Dr. Pepper.
Ew, cunt. What?
Some good Dr. Pepper.
Yo, comment if you fucking actually like Dr. Pepper. I'm excited to see one comment.
Well, I'll comment.
No. Well, there you go. That's the one comment.
Yeah, done. Easy. Disproven. Next up, I want to talk about the fact that just a week and a half after the announcement of the closing of Stadia, which we covered in the previous news, Google has openly announced that they are going to be promoting NVIDIA Cloud Gaming Service on their new Chromebooks. And this is kind of offensive given the fact that they didn't tell their own developers that were working on games for Stadia that they were going to be shutting down until the day of when the tweet was announced, because in the corporate world, stuff doesn't move very quickly. So this implies heavily that they were planning on ditching Stadia for the longest time, working with NVIDIA in the background, knew that they weren't going to be supporting their product or their platform very long, and just had planned to throw these out the door the moment that Stadia died. Maxi, what do you think about the fact that the moment, basically while Stadia is still not even in the ground yet, they're like, hey, look at these Chromebooks, NVIDIA.
Look, yeah, some of the homies still actually in their mourning period. We're barely past the wake, and we've already got an announcement for a new system. I think what it shows you is that Google's full of shit. Saying, oh, we didn't make the decision to shut down Stadia until the very last minute. We tried to come up with different avenues and different ways that we could keep the platform active and open. And then all of a sudden, this system gets put in place. Now, I understand that it's working hand in hand with NVIDIA's GeForce Now, which has been a system that NVIDIA has been pushing for a little bit now. But still, like, it's not like this just happened overnight. Yeah. Like, this was obviously on the books, and it's just an additional slap in the face to anybody who was developing stuff for Stadia who didn't know what was going on and what was planning on happening. Also, these are Chromebooks, which stay away from Chromebooks. They're very bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's aside from the point, yeah.
The Chromebooks are just bad. They're bad systems for not just gaming, but for anything in general. Yep. Like, they barely run Netflix half the time. So, yeah, look, pretty frustrating, and I feel bad for anybody who got shafted by the Stadia thing, players and developers alike, because yeah.
I just love that they're like, we've teamed up with NVIDIA to bring support for GeForce Now to create the best streaming gaming laptops for the Chromebooks. And it's just like, guys, Stadia, they just died. They're right there on the ground. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And they're like, ignore that, loser. We're moving on already. So.
The Bayonetta voice actress urges player to boycott the next game. Helena Taylor claims series creator Hideki Kamiya personally offered her a flat rate of $4,000 to voice the character in Bayonetta 3. Hey guys, Editing Maxi here. A little bit of this story has developed since we recorded it on the 17th. It's now the 19th. I just wanted to kind of fill you guys in on some changes because the story itself is still important, but some of the facts that we presented have been disproven, or alternate truths, I guess, is what you would say, have come to light. Obviously, you hear all about the original story being that Platinum Games, the developer of Bayonetta 3, has offered Helena Taylor, or had offered Helena Taylor, who was the titular character's voice actor, a one-off fee of $4,000 to record all of her audio, even though the game itself, both Bayonetta 1 and 2 collectively, have made just under $500 million. She said that she's rejected the lowball offer and she's been asking people not to play the game. Multiple sources and some documentation were presented to Bloomberg where the accounts basically differ. So Platinum Games apparently sought to hire Taylor for at least 5 sessions worth between $3,000 to $4,000 each for about 4 to 5 hours in the studio at a time. These witnesses or sources have said they prefer to not be identified, but it would have made her total payment for the game around the $15,000 mark. In my opinion, it's still not enough. The game is a multi-million-dollar franchise that does very well, and being the third installment in the game, you would think that it would do very well as well. So in response, apparently Taylor had asked for a 6-figure sum as well as residuals for the game. Platinum Games tried to negotiate, but following lengthy negotiations, they decided to take auditions for a new actor. Platinum Games apparently even offered Taylor a cameo in the game for the fee of 1 session, which she turned down. According to an email that she then sent after Bloomberg reporters tried to contact her for verification, she's described this account as an absolute lie and said that Platinum were trying to save their ass and the game. She stood by everything that she said in her original video. She was even quoted as saying, "I would like to put this whole bloody franchise behind me, quite frankly, and get on with my life in the theater." So representatives from Platinum Games and Nintendo didn't respond to requests for comment, and Hideki Kamiya, the executive director of Bayonetta 3, called Taylor's allegations sad and deplorable in a Twitter post. So we just kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of a heads up because as we recorded the story, the only information we had was the Twitter post and the fact that Platinum Games was not responding, or Nintendo was not responding, sorry. Things have developed now over the last couple of days, and I want to make sure that the information we give to you guys is as accurate as possible. So sorry for the lack of eye contact. It's so hard to remember all the little details as I'm reading the article right now, but hey, I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of the news. Bye!
I think honestly what they wanted is they wanted someone more of a big title person to drag people in, because the person that replaced her is more of a quote unquote voice acting celebrity, but it's like there are 1,000 other ways to do that rather than forcing them out essentially through lowballing them so unbelievably hard that they have no choice to deny it. And clearly the idea was to get her to say no so that they could fire her and replace her on the spot. And
that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, people generally, if you're someone that's super important in a key character, you'll get around like $250 to $1,000 a day for voice acting, and that's honestly pretty low in the industry. I know a couple of people that get like $2,000 to $3,000 for like 4 to 5 hours of shifts inside, recording stuff in these big titles. So it's crazy that the main voice actor of a franchise that made, like Maxie said, $500 million got off with $4,000 tells me that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and this was clearly just a trap for her.
Yeah, and look, Jennifer Hale has some serious commendations behind her. She worked on Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, Metal Gear Solid, Bioshock Infinite, Metroid Prime, Overwatch, and Star Wars Knights of the Republic. Can you tell that I'm reading the Wikipedia page?
Yeah.
And this is again.
So your knowledge is so comprehensive. And
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
You know so much.
Yeah, dude. Question me on anything you want. Just give me 30 seconds to think about it.
I understand.
But this story is not necessarily talking down about Jennifer Hale's ability. It's about Helena Taylor, who is the voice behind a character. And let's be honest, Bayonetta's voice is a core part of the character, because that character is very sexualized, right? So the way she speaks and all that kind of stuff is like, I think it's kind of designed to hit that little spot in your brain.
Do you think do you think I could voice Bayonetta?
Hang on, we're pausing the news video for a second. Let's quickly look up Bayonetta quotes. Okay, I want you to say as sexily as you can, "You've played enough hide and seek, my scurrying little friend."
No, I don't want this on the internet.
No, you got it. It's for the video. Sorry. Nah, it's for the video. I'm leaving this in. If you say no, I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in, and then the whole community is going to be like, "Wow, Dell's a bit of a bitch."
Absolutely, throw me under the bus. I'm not putting that on the internet, dude. It's just generally regarded as a dick move. I feel like there's a lot of dick moves happening these days, and this is absolutely one of them. And so, shame on whoever was responsible for this decision, be it the developers or Nintendo themselves. And honestly, I hope that people do boycott, because it looks like there's a lot of boycotting going on already. And I won't be buying it. I mean, screw that. If they're gonna treat their employees like that and basically throw their reputation to the kindling and into the bonfire, I don't care. I'm not gonna buy Bayonetta 3.
Me neither. I'm boycotting Bayonetta. I've never played any Bayonetta games.
Yeah, but you're doing it now, and that's what matters.
Konami announces a Silent Hill transmission with the latest updates for the series. It's going to broadcast this week. Following months of rumors and leaks, it seems like we're actually going to find out for sure what is happening with the Silent Hill series. After all the nonsense that happened with Silent Hills and the PT trailer, we now have a tweet. So we now have a tweet from the official Silent Hill Twitter page that opens by quoting Silent Hill's tagline, "In your restless dreams, do you see that town?" If you go to the website konami.com/games/Silent Hill, all that shows is the logo for the new Silent Hill game and then a date, October 19th, 2022, which is actually a day after this recording. I'm going to get this news done so fast. It looks like we're going to get an announcement on the status of the next Silent Hill game, maybe even a release date or a trailer, and this is super exciting. Dale, how do you feel about it?
I like Silent Hill. I don't know as much about the background of it. And before we did the news, Maxie told me a bunch of interesting facts that I wasn't aware of about how the one guy basically did the whole thing and was working and sleeping in the office and was under budget and everything when the first game came out, which is cool. All I know is that I like watching the speedruns of Silent Hill, and I've played a couple of Silent Hill games, but I was more into the speedruns, and just seeing that there's going to be another one is awesome. And finally, after how many years has it been since the last Silent Hill game? Like proper Silent Hill game?
That was actually released 2012, I believe.
So a long time. And so
Silent Hill Downpour released in 2012.
So yeah, it's been a really long time since a Silent Hill game.
Over a decade.
It's good to actually see that the series is alive and kicking. It's a shame that we won't get PT finished, or like what PT's idea was supposed to be, because PT was genuinely a scary experience. I know people are still trying to get consoles with PT loaded on it on eBay for thousands of dollars, which is honestly crazy to me. But yeah, it's going to be good either way, I think. I don't know. Do you think they're going to screw it up? Do you think that there's good hope in this series for continuing to be well received? Do you think it's going to be as scary as PT? Do you think they're going to take the same sort of idea that PT was because of the public reception and roll with it? Or do you think they're going to do like the third person over the shoulder exploration Silent Hill type of game?
Look, I think they're going to go first person because PT did so well. Hey, I'm back. With the Silent Hill 2 thing, it happened. The transmission happened, and we got a bunch of new stuff. During the YouTube presentation on Wednesday evening, Konami announced a reboot of the acclaimed sequel, Silent Hill 2, and 2 new adventures, Silent Hill Townfall and Silent Hill F. A new movie tie-in, Return to Silent Hill, and an interactive live stream series, Silent Hill Ascension, were also teased. The big thing for me as a Silent Hill fan is the remake. The remake is being developed by Polish studio Bloober Team, known for horror titles such as Blair Witch and The Medium. Also involved are key members of the original Silent Hill development team, including composer Akira Yamaoka, I hope that's how you pronounce it, and concept art of Masahiro Ito. Look, I'm Australian, all right? Japanese names are really hard for me. Who is best known for his creation of Silent Hill's most infamous monster, Pyramid Head. During an interview, the creative director Matiz Matthias Leonard explained that while the studio wanted to stay true to the atmosphere, why can't anybody who's working on Silent Hill be named like John, Michael? You know what I mean? That'd be okay. I'm gonna cut that joke. People are gonna tell me that I'm racist. So Matthias Leonard explained that while the studio wanted to stay true to the atmosphere of the original game, certain elements were being modified for the modern era. This would include a move from a third-person camera to an over-the-shoulder viewpoint. We want the game to make the same strong impression today as the original did 21 years ago, he explained. A post on the PlayStation blog further added details, including the game's development using Unreal Engine 5, and also the fact that the game will be launched on PC and PS5, but the latter as a console exclusive for 12 months. I'm not entirely sure if that means that it's going to be out on PlayStation for 12 months before it comes to PC, or it'll come to Xbox after 12 months. The wording is a little bit hazy, and I'd like more clarification. I hope that's not the case. I'm not a huge fan of exclusivity across consoles. I understand why it's valuable, though. But yeah, some pretty exciting stuff. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Let us know.
I want a sit-down VR compatible experience. Maybe not full body because that might be a bit much, but I think it would be really cool to have a sit-down horror game where you use a VR headset while you're sitting, or at least have it compatible, and it just controls your camera when you're looking around and stuff, but you still use a mouse and keyboard. I've done that before. It's worked pretty well. I want a sit-down, fully immersive, terrifying Silent Hill / PT experience, and I hope I get it. I think you're right, though. There might just be, now that you mentioned that, there might just be a remaster thing being announced. I hope that's not the case. God, I want another Silent Hill proper, especially for the speedruns, but who knows, man. Gotham Knights will only run at 30 FPS and will offer no performance mode on consoles. And the whole theme of this news episode is dick moves. This is another dick move, Maxi, because this was only announced about a week before the game is set to come out on the 21st. This was announced about 4 days ago. And it's honestly kind of shocking that this, and also this is current generation consoles we're talking about, PS5s, whatever the current Xbox is called, I forget because their names are dumb and I can't keep track of them. But yeah, it's 30 FPS, and their excuse that they used is because of the way that they handle multiplayer. They said, with not being tethered and two players being able to run around and do fully untethered co-op, that there will be absolutely no chance for it to run anything above 30 FPS. That is just going to be the hard set. And people are pretty upset, especially since a lot of people pre-ordered. And announcing this like a week before launch, when this is something that they clearly knew about, and I think they absolutely had to know about for at least like half a year of development time, just comes off as shady. What do you think?
Look, I'm a massive Arkham fan. I love the Arkham games. I've 200%ed every single Batman game that's come out in the Arkham series, and I have been waiting for the next Arkham game. And that includes Arkham Origins, by the way. And I've been waiting for the new Arkham game. When I saw the idea behind Gotham Knights first, I was very excited. And every single day that has passed, my excitement has lessened a little bit by little bit.
Especially with the footage and stuff that was coming out for the previews, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and then also hearing that not only is on console, which I'll be honest, I'll be playing it on PC, I think.
Same, yeah.
Not only will it won't have a performance mode, but also that from day one they have been talking about how amazing this 4-man co-op experience is going to be, and then less than just over a month away from launch, they're like, oh well, no, hang on, it's only 2-player co-op in the story, but then we're releasing a free mode a week later that gives you arena style 4-man co-op. Huh? Why not just make it?
It's just, look, they clearly overestimated what they were able to do with their technology, and I don't know if it's just the development staff wasn't able to get it done. I don't know if it's coming out too early, but yeah, it genuinely feels like they've had to make tremendous cutbacks on what was promised and pitched as like a 4-player co-op experience and all that stuff, and it just seems like they're putting asterisks everywhere. And I can't blame you for being disappointed, because I was like, oh, heck yeah, I get to run around with 4 friends and just beat people up in a city while doing silly things and making each other laugh. And now, you know, there's just asterisk on all that, because it's like, oh, now consoles are 30 FPS. Oh, story mode's only 2 players. Oh, you're actually only going to get a really crappy version of 4-player stuff. So I don't know, Maxie, you're the one that's going to be reviewing it.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. I'm super excited to review it. Do I think it's gonna be good? Honestly, no. I don't think it's gonna be good. But I think I'm gonna have fun with it. I can have fun with bad games. That's just how I am.
It's gonna be all right.
I think I'm
right,
gonna.
yeah.
I think the story is going to be good. I think that the environments look very pretty. I think everything besides the actual video game looks really, really good. I'm hoping to be really surprised. And yeah, like Dale said, I'm going to be reviewing it. I'm going to be reviewing it for the channel. So if you liked my Splatoon 3 video, then, you know, a little bit more of that. And if you didn't like it, well, too bad.
It's too bad. He's gonna be reviewing
Too bad,
stuff.
baby.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to stay, baby. I'm taking over. Yeah, no, but so yeah, look, I think that a game like this, I really wish they had. Look, I haven't played it. I'm not going to make any judgments. I was just about to say I really wish they put more effort into it, but we really don't know. I have seen reports from people saying that it is very lackluster, but the news, I'm taking away from. Hang on, I'm going to go all the way back because we're taking away from the actual news story, and now we're just talking about Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that Gotham Knights only being able to run at 30 FPS on consoles is really poor, especially considering the consoles that it'll be playing on.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One X, right? Like consoles that were kind of designed. I mean, think about it. The Xbox One was supposed to have the ability to run games at 120 FPS. If you can't run these newer games on the new Xbox at least 60, there's something seriously wrong.
Something's wrong, yeah.
Something's wrong. And I will say, this was originally posted on the Discord. They didn't even tweet about it.
They didn't even
WB
announce
Games
it on the
Montreal.
tweets. Dang, that's crazy.
They didn't even tweet about it. They had one of their I think it's a dev member. I can't actually see the role in the Discord. Basically say, I know many of you are wondering about the availability of a performance mode for Gotham Knights on consoles. Due to the types of features we have in our game, like providing a fully untethered co-op experience in our highly detailed open world, it's not as straightforward as lowering the resolution and getting a higher FPS. For this reason, our game does not have a performance/quality toggle option and will run at 30 FPS on consoles. So two things. Number one, that's 30 FPS maximum, right? That's not even guaranteeing 30 FPS. We could be seeing a Cyberpunk launch thing where it runs at 12 FPS. But also the excuses make no sense to me. Due to the types of features we have, like untethered co-op and a highly detailed world, like, I'm sorry, what games exist where my frame rate affects your experience, Del?
I don't know. And I don't know if they're talking about like split screen, because that would make sense if it's like you running around on the same console in a different area rendering two zones. That would definitely limit FPS to 30, but that would only be like something that you toggle on during split screen. But yeah, there's no game that I'm aware of, unless it's like using like a host peer-to-peer data system or something super archaic, that would tank my FPS if you were halfway across the city doing your own thing, because my console, my client shouldn't be rendering that.
And also, and just real quick, using a highly detailed open world as a cop-out for this FPS thing makes no sense either. Because if we're thinking about games that have this performance mode based on them, games like God of War, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, that kind of thing on the PlayStation 5. I'm going to use the PlayStation 5 as a benchmark because, let's be honest, the PS5 is kicking the crap out of Xbox this generation.
Yep.
All of those have performance and quality toggles, but they also have the ability to do things like in Spider-Man, you can turn detail down, turn traffic down, turn pedestrians down. Like, you know, you can affect the way that the game renders things and brings things into your experience to up your frame rate or raise your level of quality. So why can't WB Games Montreal do it? I don't understand. It can't be that difficult to just block executable files from launching, to block commands. Like,
yeah, I don't
know. This just feels like a team who aren't ready for the game to be launched and can't delay it anymore. And so they're just like, well, we can't do it. It's just impossible.
I think that might be what it is. And maybe their architecture from the ground up has been flawed, and they got halfway in and realized that this was a limitation, or there's something we don't know about. Maybe after the game launches, someone will tear it apart and actually find out what's going on. Maybe the developers will talk more about it. It'll be interesting to find out about, because yeah, 30 FPS on PS5. That's That's crazy. That's not okay. And I think that
Imagine that. Imagine spending $750 on a PlayStation 5 and then getting
400 in
Gotham
the US,
Knights.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's say spending $400 on a PlayStation 5, right? Then picking yourself up a 4K TV so you can play PlayStation games on 4K at a high frame rate and all that kind of stuff. So you're probably spending $1,000 to $2,000. And then you pick up your copy of Gotham Knights, which is going to be, I believe it's going to be the standard $79.95 or $60 American.
Yeah, it's full price.
Yeah, so it'll just be a 60 because I know a lot of games are starting to go up to that 120, 130 mark. Imagine doing all of that, launching in, and then being like, "Oh, I'm playing on the Xbox 360." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'd be pissed if I was a console player. I'd be pissed off.
Same. I'd be really pissed off, and we'll just have to see if it gets changed or patched or something. Because remember, there's been a lot of times where companies are like, "This isn't possible," and then the public gets really mad, and then the next day or like a week later, they're like, "We've added a patch that we worked real hard on to get this to be a thing." I think famously the Xbox backwards compatibility thing is a good example where they're like, it's literally impossible, it can't happen, it'll never happen, and then everyone was like, screw you Xbox, make it happen. And then like a week later Phil Spencer was like, it is now backwards compatible.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see like a switch was flipped. So we'll see. I'm excited to at least see you suffer if it's bad, or happy if you're happy. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the news.
Wait, hang on. Sorry. I have a question for you, Del.
Okay.
All right? I have a question
shoot.
for you. All right? Will Gotham Knights be worse than Saints Row?
No.
You don't think?
No, there's no way.
There's
Because
no
the thing
way.
is so the trailer for Saints Row looked bad from the get-go, and at least the launch trailer for Gotham Knights doesn't make me questioning my
Do
sanity.
you genuinely think that? Sorry, guys, we're taking over the news to have a discussion. But do you really think that the first trailer, the cinematic trailer for Saints Row, looked bad?
No, I'm talking the first gameplay trailer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, the first gameplay for Gotham Knights looked
Saints
terrible.
Row didn't hold their punches. Like, they showed
Yeah.
you what you were getting, and you got what they showed you.
But no, but Gotham Knights did the same thing. They showed us the abilities. They showed us like Nightwing's traversal with the Fortnite glider and stuff like that. Like the moment they showed actual gameplay for Gotham Knights, everybody who was excited went, "Ooh, what's going on?"
I still don't think it looks as bad as Saints Row. I don't think it's going to be as bad as Saints Row. It could be close, but Saints Row was just the perfect storm of bad to where it was so bad it still functioned, but it was just so bad. Like, okay, in the sense of co-op, it didn't function at all for you and I, but I don't think that a game that's promoting their co-op as hard as this game is.
I was thinking about that. It took us 2 hours and we couldn't play co-op. That was so stupid.
I don't think that the co-op in this game is going to be broken, and I feel like the being able to play together, because that's kind of like the big thing they're even talking about this FPS thing is, if being able to play together is going to be infinitely better than Saints Row, because we couldn't do that then.
Yeah, very true, very true. I don't know. Look, hey, if you as a viewer want to know if Gotham Knights is as bad, worse, or better than Saints Row, get excited for the review that's going to be coming in the next week or so.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Cross promotion between videos, baby. Let's go.
Woo! And with that, that's going to be it for the news this week. Let us know what you thought of all these stories down in the comments below. Obviously, half the stuff that we said that could get us canceled is going to be removed, so you'll just have to speculate on what that is. But Maxie, every week you have a prompt that you want people to post about down below in the comments. What do you want them specifically to comment for that sick engagement this week?
Okay. Actually, so I'm gonna kind of stay away from like the controversial stuff.
Good. Thank God.
I want to know. I want to know whether or not you guys think Gotham Knights will be worse or better than Saints Row. I'm just curious about that. But also, I want to know, how much do you guys think voice actors should be paid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Should voice actors be paid as much as people in films or people in television shows? You know what I mean? Like I'm really curious as to what you think. Is there a massive, because I just, while we were doing the news as well, I just did some Googling. Apparently it's really common for voice actors to get like $800 for like a day
should be paid
of recording.
fairly, I think.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, whereas like if you brought Brad Pitt into a game to record VO, I'm sure he's getting paid more than $800.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just curious. Like, do you guys think, especially with video games being at the forefront of entertainment media, they make more money than movies and music combined? Should voice actors in these games be being paid more? And if so, how much should they be being paid? I'm curious what you think. I think yes.
I think yes too. But yeah, let us know down below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, share it with people as always. And yeah, go listen to it on Spotify when it gets thrown up on Spotify. Obviously, check out the shorts that we're going to be adding onto the channel, which we're going to be throwing a lot more up now because shorts are now separated from the main channel and won't ruin the way our video layout looks. So you'll be getting more shorts. And yeah, until the next video, this is Delrith and Maxie, and we'll be seeing you. Bye.
Bye.